Hey guys, I've been kind of getting my convention and cosplay ideas in order lately, and it kind of made me think I should do a video talking about my convention experiences and kind of some tips. So I'm gonna do multiple videos because I'm not gonna be able to fit everything in under 15 minutes, and I really don't want this to be super long to bore everyone. Now, I've only been to 4 cons. Now to some people that might be a lot, to some people that might be nothing. I'm first gonna say, I'm not gonna say I'm a pro, I'm not saying I know everything, but I know when I was looking up advice on my first convention, it was kind of hard to find stuff. I really had to dig, and I slowly found more and more cosplayers on YouTube, and it really helped me. Um, so I thought I'd kind of get on here and uh, share my advice. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I think that I might be able to help someone out there. Because trust me, going to your first convention can be kind of overwhelming, especially if your first convention is like ASIN, like mine was. But so I think I'm gonna kind of talk about pricing and stuff like that in this video. Then I'm gonna maybe do cosplay and then big cons versus little cons because I've been to the 2 conventions I go to each year. Um, one's small, one's big. So I guess I'll just get started. I'll talk about badges first. These are badges. Pretty much, this is my first one. This was ASIN. I know it's probably backwards, but it's not really important. And on the back, you can fill out, like, emergency information. Then, this was my second. This was last year, 2011. ASIN badge. This was the first Zing year. Now, some conventions, like ASIN, they don't do this, but Zing does because it's smaller. This yet like the color, see there's yellow, the yellow on it signifies that I'm 18 or over. See the yellow. It means pretty much like I'm 18 or older. So, because they don't really like ID. It's just a faster way instead of IDing and stuff. Because there are panels that are 18 and over, usually like hentai and yaoi panels, and sometimes comedy panels, like because they're maybe a little like more, adult humor. Um, I know Spike Spencer's, I think, was 18 plus. Spike Spencer's amazing, by the way. Oh yeah, and I have autographs on the back. This is my second year. See, it's yellow, stating that I am 18 plus. And then it's a weekend pass. You can usually get a pass for either each day, if you can only go like one day. I suggest if you're going to 2 days or more, get a full weekend. If you're only going to one day, just get that day. Trust me, if you're only going to 2 days, you might as well just get a 3-day pass, because in case you can go one day, and also it's cheaper. Trust me, it's cheaper. But yeah. Now panel ASIN, you have to have your ID. So just keep that in mind. Always bring your ID, because I went to some hentai panels with my friends. So yeah, during the Rapture, I was in a hentai panel. I found that kind of funny. But yeah. But they will ID you. At Zing, they didn't really. I don't know if I went. I think I went to like when it was like a Spike Spencer. It wasn't like a dirty panel, but it's just humor. Like, sometimes like if they are a little raunchier humor, pretty much meaning they're funnier. Might be 18 plus. So they just look at your badge, because their badge. You show your ID in the beginning. So badges can be expensive. Conventions can price range from like 60 to 25. It depends on the size of the con. ASIN is, I think, is 60 this year. It was usually like 55. Zing has changed in price. It actually went down. It went from like 45 to like 40 to like 35 this year, which I'm excited about. It's 25 pre-registration until March. Now keep in mind, if you pre-register, it will be cheaper. It will be cheaper if you pre-register. Given you pre-register within enough time, just keep an eye on your convention's page, and it'll be good. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Can I get these out of the way? But yeah, pre-register. Wait, and also, if you're going to a big convention like ASIN, pre-register and have the badge sent to you. Make sure you do that. And if you make a mistake, and don't email them. My friend Heidi did that once, I think she said, and they fixed it and I sent it to her. Um, Keep in mind the lines are hell, complete hell. First year I went, I did not pre-register at all. I didn't have it sent to me. Lines sucked. Second year, um, I pre-registered but I didn't have it sent to me. It was better, but still hell. This year, I'm going to pre-register and have it sent to me. Keep in mind, another thing, a little side note, my friends and I went up a day early last year, and trust me, it makes things a lot easier though. So if you do pre-register and don't want it sent to you for whatever reason, go up. I would suggest either way, go up a day early so you don't miss anything. I think that's the best thing. You kind of get settled in and you can plan stuff out. Usually the convention centers are open like a day early, like check their hours. A lot of times, like we pre-picked up our stuff the day early. We picked it up on Thursday. So keep that in mind. I suggest going up a day early if you're going to a bigger convention and stuff. If you don't live in the area, you know, we have to drive like 3 hours to get there to ASIN. So yeah, just so you know, ASIN's Anime Central. It's a convention in Rosemont, up near Chicago. I don't know if I said that yet or not. This is the second time I'm doing this. Now, Zing, I don't worry about pre-registering. I probably will, but it's just such a smaller con. The lines aren't crazy, and I live in the area. I pretty much it takes me 10 minutes to get there. Now, I might get a hotel room, just because I live in Illinois. It's in Iowa. It may be like 15 minutes away, but I may not be able to have my parents' car whenever I want, even though my mom is very liberal about me letting me borrow the car. Just if I'm going to change costumes and cosplay a lot, which I did last year, which I'll get into with hotels. So conventions are expensive. I will tell you right now, this is an expensive hobby. It's totally worth it and it's fun, but it is an expensive hobby. I will get more into that when I talk about cosplay in a video. Now, hotels. The hotel's what's gonna get you. That's probably the most expensive besides gas. Getting there if you live far away. Your hotel, I would suggest sharing it. See, usually there's a maximum of people you can have a room, but usually like 4 or 5 people in a room. Me, I don't care about mixed with guys and girls as long as I know the guys. I mean, some people might have issues with it. Just, so I suggest get a group to go. I say never go to a convention by yourself, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, never, it's kind of pricey, so keep that in mind. I suggest going up a day early. As I said, it will add a little bit more to your hotel, but I do suggest, going up a day early because it kind of can let you settle in and get your badge and everything set to go if you didn't pre-register. And, you're there early for the next day. You can plan, you want to go to that panel at 9 in the morning, you can. Now, yeah, with hotels, pretty much just, unless you can live in the area and stay with friends, like me, I might get a hotel room because, I went as cosplay Mew, the Pokemon Mew, and I changed a lot. I would change and I would wear my normal clothes, wear my kitty ears and my tail, and I would just don't have to call my mom if I can't use the car, because that's kind of annoying for her. Another thing with pricing, food, you eat. Trust me, eat. I know you don't want to spend money on it, but you gotta eat. Trust me. You will feel sick. Trust me. I went as Undertaker from Kuroshitsuji, or Black Butler, if you will. Those coats are hot. I almost passed out a couple times. Always drink water. Stay with people. But eat. Now, it's not like I didn't eat, but I didn't have water on me as much. Yeah, if you're gonna wear a cosplay that's gonna be very heavy with coats or very hot, trust me, that's what you want. Excuse me while I change the channel. Now, with I keep saying I'm sorry. Food, they usually look for fast food. Most of the time, you don't want to eat like the convention center. Sometimes, like at ASIN, that diner they have is overpriced. They usually, sometimes conventions, you don't want to eat just candy. At Zing, you can buy a bunch of like cool candy. Yeah, I spend a lot of my money on candy. But see, I could drive home and eat dinner at home. There are con suites They usually give free food like ramen and rice or snacks. Now, you don't want to just live off of that. Rice is good. If they have rice, that's healthy, you know. Um, but you know, you don't want to just eat candy and chips. So it is a good way to get a snack if you need a quick pick me up. But eat. Bring ramen. My friend has like a boiler, like she can plug in the wall and it boils water, and we made ramen that way. Otherwise, I suggest those coffee makers. You can boil water in those tea and coffee makers in hotel rooms. Um, Granola bars. Those are great if you don't have free breakfast, and great to have on you for a snack. Um, I brought granola bars because I'm like, I don't normally eat breakfast, but this is something that's quick. I can have real quick because our hotel didn't have free breakfast, which was lame. But they had tea, and I drank tea, and they had tea and coffee. And I like tea, so I drank tea for usually tea and granola bar for breakfast. But I know it's gonna set you back with money. I know, but I know as convention goers, we want to spend our money on stuff, merchandise, but you gotta eat. I cannot stress enough. Most conventions will say that. Dealer's room. Now, the dealer's room, usually call it the dealer's room at least, but like where you buy stuff. Now, I bought him at a convention. I bought my tail and ears at the convention. I got this collar and this leash. This surgical mask. I've gotten all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. I'm not gonna like show everything because I have it all down here. Pretty much with the dealer's room, the prices are gonna vary. You want to look around. Manga, I have seen manga so cheap at conventions. It's great. DVDs sometimes are priced well. Figures. Now, one thing I will say, go online. Think about kind of what you want. What anime do you really like that you want to buy a figure of or a manga of? Look online, especially with plushies. You will get overpriced. Now, my Gengar is one of those special Halloween ones. They had the whole set Pikachu, Sableye, I can't remember how to pronounce it, but Gengar is one of my favorites. My favorite psychic Pokemon. Ghost, whatever. So I'm like, I'm like Gengar plushie all over this. So I can't remember how much he was, but he wasn't too bad. I think he was under 20. I think he was like 15 or 16 bucks. That may be like a bit much, but this is not something I really find online. I also bought a Kurama one year for like 13. Keep in mind, plushies can be expensive. 13 sounds like a lot, but I haven't really seen him online. Look online. If you can find a plushie cheaper online, you're better ordering it online than buying at the con. I've seen Pokemon plushies for obnoxious amounts of money. There are rare ones, sure. Keep in mind, I mean, I saw a big Zora for 40. To me, that was fair. I mean, he's big. I really wanted him to, but I didn't have enough. I barely had enough for him. Keep in mind, you can usually haggle with dealers at conventions. Just ask. I'm really shy, but I know my friends like gotten good deals. They go from clothing to, you know, this kind of stuff. My tail, I don't remember how much my tail was for. I love big ears. But I got my white tail to go with my, and this has a safety pin. You can find different types of stuff like that. You can find really cool clothes like Lolita, steampunk, and stuff. Again, it's always good to look online. You don't want to like get overpriced like this. This wasn't bad, you know. Obviously, something like this, you know, you don't want to pay like a fortune for something like this. I mean, this was probably like $5 or $6. I don't remember. I got it from like a dealer that sells like Lolita stuff. So, but yeah, I suggest only bring the amount of money you are wanting to spend. I know, like, keep a plan of what you want to get. I want to get a black underbust corset. There's a corset dealer, like expensive corsets, but like that's something I want to get next year. Like this was kind of expensive, but this is something I was planning on getting. I wanted a collar and a leash. Last year at ASIN. That's something I really wanted, and I got it. You know, I could have gotten a bell, which I kind of wish I did, but I might get one next year. But keep in mind of what you want to get, and only bring the amount of money you want. If you can trust yourself, bring the plastic for an emergency, but I don't really suggest it. But yeah, I think I will end it here since it's almost 15. If there's anything I think of, I might do like all my videos and then do a like follow-up that's like things that I left out. But that's kind of generally pricing. So yeah, I will end it here before it hits 15. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.